You alright guys, how you going? It's Mark, the Pit Morale. You're all doing well. Before we start, go to my YouTube channel and my TikTok and press follow and subscribe. It takes you seconds to do. So as you might know, I'm a massive boxing fan. I can't believe it. This is my first boxing video and I've been doing the channel now about 2.5 months. I've been doing it. My TikTok's been on fire, but my YouTube's been pretty slow. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, listen. Maybe I'm looking at the TikTok too much, so it's not been a bad start, really. TikTok, brilliant. YouTube, not so fast, but I'm getting there. Right, let's get into this. This is my first one I've done, my boxing one, boxing. So I'm a big boxing fan. My granddad got me into boxing. He got me into Mike Tyson when I was 10-year-old, and I was just amazed by Mike, to be honest with you. When he fought Mike back in the mid-80s, late 80s, the world stopped. People stopped what they were doing. They watched TV. They used to put the dog Tyson after Mike Tyson. They all had their hair, a little line in their hair like mine, and he was probably at that time the most recognised human being on earth. So yeah, but to me, boxing, ask anyone this, boxing is all about timing. It's all about timing. So when he fought Lennox Lewis, that Mike were gone then, way gone by, 10, 15 years, probably more, like an old man in there. No head movement. Yeah, so that's the only thing what you can knock on Lennox Lewis. And I'm a big Lennox Lewis fan, but he fought Tyson and fought Holyfield when they were both way past the best. Never fought him at his prime. For me, Mike beats him pretty easily in his prime. Holyfield, I'm not so sure. Yeah, good fight. But listen, it's all about timing. I'm on about the Mike Tyson who were with Kevin Rooney, that Mike Tyson in the Catskills, who loved it. Do you know what I mean? But then when Don King put negative people around him and he got done for that rape, which I don't believe he did, something very good on that. You're talking to the jury, I forgot what it's called now, and the jury said if we'd have known what we know now, we'd have found him not guilty, because the woman, Desiree Washington, cried rape before on a college friend, but the jury weren't allowed to listen to evidence. So yeah, but that's by the by now. So yeah, like I said, boxing is all about timing. So let's go on to last night. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Nigel Benn. Conor Benn. Right. Thought Conor Benn did well, but we ought to judge, weren't it? Because Eubank Jr. was so poor. He looked shot to bits, innit? His legs looked heavy. There was no balance. His shot resistance were gone. I mean, I've been watching boxing properly since I was 10. Yeah, and that said everything to me as a shot fighter. Somebody who's drained at the weight. We all saw it, didn't we? We all saw it. But if I were him now, I'll go into sunset. His missus expects him twins, and I call it a day, because boxing's a sport that you don't play at. Yeah, he's made tons of money. So yeah, I'd call it a day. If I were Ben, I'd go down to probably 147, maybe welterweight, and see if we can get a shot at one of the champions, or maybe a belt vacated. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with it. Do you know what I mean? But that's why his dad was kicking off so much, because it is pretty dangerous, that first fight. He got away with it, but he didn't last night. But that's why I think it's so important that fighters, we should see him when they're in the prime, yeah? That's why I always get Anthony Joshua stick. And I do, because end of the day, do you remember there was a three-headed dog, weren't there? A three-headed dog. There was Wilder, there was Tyson, and there was AJ, yeah? Three-headed dog, yeah? There were every excuse, weren't there? Shelley Winkle, Eddie Hearn, we're calling him names. Shelley Finkel's, Anthony Joshua's, Deontay Wilder's promoter. He didn't want to fight him. Yeah, didn't fight him. Email sent, every excuse under the book. Yeah, they didn't fight. Right, and at that point, Anthony Joshua was number one. He had the belts, didn't he? Yeah. For me, a world champion is you take on all comers. Yeah, he never did that. Do you know what I mean? And then what was embarrassing more is that Tyson Fury, on his comeback, jumped into bed with him straight away, didn't he? They made that fight in a heartbeat. Then the rematch. I think they might have had another fight in between, or did they? I can't remember that, yeah. But again, made it like that in seconds. That to me was embarrassing. Yeah, for me, I'm going to be honest with you, yeah. You've all got your different opinions. Let me know in comments, yeah. This is how I see it, yeah. Eddie Hearn has been a little bit bad for AJ's career. Before you all start screaming at your scream, not for money. He's been good for money, yeah. Not for money. But in my opinion, someone who's probably an hardcore boxing fan, he's been navigated through choppy waters, yeah, to avoid basically losing, yeah. That's how I see it. They didn't want to fight Usyk. They went to the ring kicking and screaming, but they had to fight him because it was mandatory. Also, going to take the belt off him, and we all saw what happened there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, really gone down, my opinion, by AJ. That time we were fighting probably twice a year. When Mike Tyson used to fight in mid-80s and late 80s, early 90s, he still sometimes fought 10, 15 times a year. Do you know what I mean? We're lucky to get 2 out of these guys now. But yeah, I just don't think they wanted to get beat. If you watched the Ruiz fight, when he got ironed out in Madison Square Garden, New York, and the rematch, if you can remember rightly, was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, yeah. And Ruiz fucking was idiot. He's been partying, he's been drinking because he had all belts when he knocked him out, yeah. And he just put about another 2 stone. He was as fat as a pig, yeah. And if that had been me, I'd have thought, right, I'd get revenge on you bastards, yeah. And I've ironed him out. AJ didn't do that. He kept away from him. He kept him on the end of his jab all night. Didn't want to get involved. When there was about a minute left, 30 seconds left, Ruiz went for him. Yeah, and if you listen and watch the fight back, yeah, last minute, last 30 seconds, you can hear Eddie Hearn in corner shout, "Get away from him! Stand away from him!" Other words, get away from him, get your belts back, win at all costs. That said a lot for me. When it happened, I said to his missus after the first fight, he's going to come back a dangerous fighter, or I've seen it plenty of times, he's going to come back and he's going to be gum shy, he's going to be scared to get hit. Unfortunately, that's what's happened to him. He's getting scared to get hit. If I were AJ, I probably had 1 fight with Jake Paul. I know it sounds stupid, but it's probably 100 million for nothing, yeah. And then maybe has another little warm-up fight, and then jumps in with probably Fury, 2 fights, maybe retires in the next year. That's what I'd do. End of the day, you've got to put wealth. Sorry, I've got it wrong way around. You've got to put health before wealth, haven't you? So health before wealth. But when someone's offering you money like Jake Paul, like that, and listen, that should be easy, 1, 2 rounds tops, yeah. I think you have to take it. But listen, we'll see. We will see what happens. Take it out, shake. He's done brilliant for boxing, proper safe boxing. But yeah, it's just so hard now. So thinking about Usyk, I saw a comment today, people saying, "Oh, he's my number 1 of all time." I don't put him in, I probably put him in my probably 12th, 13th. Why is that? It's not his fault. It's because the era's so poor. The era is poor. It's been poor for a few years. When I was growing up, yeah, and Mike Tyson was doing his thing, there were like 8, 9, 10 decent Americans. Nah, I'm struggling to think of one. Division's just so poor. Do you know what I mean? I'm struggling to think of one, and that was a sport, a division what the Americans used to dominate. Now, for me, like I said, boxing's all about timing. So, can you remember when Mike Tyson knocked out Trevor Burbick, 8 November 1986, become youngest world heavyweight champion in history at 20-year-old, yeah? The guy who beat, just said his name, Trevor Burbick, yeah, actually got murdered in Kingston, Jamaica about 10 years ago. Might have been a bit longer than that, yeah, got hit with a machete bad, yeah? But the fight before that, he actually ended Muhammad Ali's career. He was terrible. And then when Mike Tyson fought him, Muhammad Ali got him in the ring and said, "Do him for me, get your own back." And he did so all about timing. But if you also watch another fight, sorry, I've got that one wrong. It was Mike Tyson when he fought the Eastern Assassin, Larry Holmes. That Larry Holmes ended Muhammad Ali's career. And it was Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali, what said to Mike, keep ringing against Larry Holmes going doing for me. And Mike did, yeah, but I'm going to be honest with you, Mike don't beat Larry Holmes as easy as that back in the day. I think that's an hardcore to fight, Larry Holmes, the Eastern Assassin. He has to go down for me as probably, he's definitely in my top 10. In fact, he's in my top 5, Larry Holmes, yeah. But like I say, I'm not just saying it because I was a big Mike Tyson fan, but at that time, Mike was just awesome. I've never seen anyone do it like Mike did. Not there, after, not since. Awesome fighter. Chuck punches with bad intentions. Just a fucking human wrecking machine. Not seen anyone do it better since. So, I think for fighting and brute force, Mike has to go down in my lifetime as the best, because I've never seen anyone do it like that. Maybe Muhammad Ali, the best in the 70s. Boxing, really good. The most entertaining fighter, I think it has to be a guy right here from the Steel City of Sheffield, Prince Naseem Hamid. Only ever lost one fight. Used to be in the ring in flying carpets and everything. Brilliant fighter, really entertained. When he fought, I was awake. Entertainer. Yeah, he lost once in against Marco Antonio Barrera, the babyface assassin. Shouldn't have took that fight. A little bit of inside knowledge here, yeah. I had a bet for 30 quid back in 2-1. Yeah, a few months before I got the big sentence. Remember it well. And I had to pay a kid out about 30 quid. No big deal, but I said to her at the time, I've let me heart control my head. I had a funny feeling that Barrera would win because I was told by one of Naseem's family, and it come out, so it's true, that he had a bad fucking cold. Well, like man flu. He didn't want to cancel it because it was all on box office. It was all booked up around the world. And that was the truth. But is it an excuse? No, because he kept it to his son. But in hindsight, he shouldn't have took it. But, do you know what I mean? So, but all I'm going to say, because I'm having Naseem as the most entertaining fighter to come out of England, Britain. Who's the best? I think it has to go down to a guy who's never lost. I've seen him twice. Once in Sheffield against Eubank Senior, and once in Manchester. I also saw Mike Tyson fight in Manchester in 2000 against Julius Francis. I saw Naseem fight against Jose Badillo at Sheffield Arena. So I'm giving this title to the best to come out of Britain, my opinion, Mortal Pits Morale, to Joe Calzaghe. His dad trained him, never lost, fought Bernard Hopkins, fought all the greats, really good fighter. Just like I say, it's just my opinion, these are just my opinions. But like I said, boxing is all about timing, and that's why I've always not really, listen, I liked AJ, but I've never really been a big fan, because the heavyweight champion of the world, in my opinion, takes on all comers. He didn't, and he still hasn't fought him now. Do you know what I mean? How do I think it plays out? I think Usyk maybe has one or two more fights and calls it a day. He has to avoid that Moses in Tama, because if he fights him, there's a good chance that he could get ironed out and it could ruin his legacy. If it does ruin his legacy, I don't know yet, but he has to be very careful, because that is a dangerous guy. You know what I mean? Only 21, yeah. Don't see point in really in fighting him, yeah. So if I were Alexandra, I think I'd be gone in the next 1 or 2 fights, to be honest. Right, listen, thanks for watching, really appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe, tell people about my channel. This is the first boxing channel I've done, can you believe that? And I love boxing in the first 2.5 months. So I'm going to test the waters with this, see how it is. Let me think what you know in comments. You don't have to agree with me. It's all about opinions. But like I said, one thing I'm going to know for fights in boxing is all about timing. And that's why we're a little bit like that on Lennox Lewis. I'm a big Lennox Lewis fan, but unfortunately it weren't his fault. When he fought against Holyfield and Tyson, they weren't past the best, they was way past the best. So yeah, it's all about opinions. But yeah, thanks for watching, and subscribe to Mortal Pits Morale on YouTube and TikTok. Thanks for coming, guys. Take care. Bye bye.